Guys, I am not impressed with the TV show of The Last of Us. More than 60% of the story is missing. It's like they put the cutscenes of the game and pasted them to each other, and that's the TV show that we saw. But all the action from in the game is missing, and that's everything with clickers, so you just end up with a very boring walking and talking show. No, I'm not saying it's a bad show. I'm just saying it's not as good as everybody says. Like, for instance, the acting is good, the scenery is also good, but the atmosphere is missing because, well, we don't get to see any clickers, only in episode 1 and 2, and then they're gone, so you don't get a sense that it's a dangerous world, while in the game you are constantly in a dangerous environment.
Let me show you what we're all missing in the TV show. So, after Joel's daughter dies and before you get Ellie, you go on a little adventure with Tess to make a deal for some weapons. Of course, the deal goes completely south, and then you have to find the guy that did it. Then we end up at this shipyard where Joel and Tess have to take out a lot of guys to get to this guy. But don't worry, Joel finds the guy in his office hiding away, and then we have a little chase scene. But don't worry, Joel and Tess catch the guy, and Joel breaks his arm, and Tess loses her patience again and also kills him. And then we meet Marlene, and she has the weapons that normally Joel and Tess should have gotten, but Robert, the dead guy, sold it to Marlene. So Joel and Tess make a new deal with Marlene, and that's where Ellie comes into place, because Joel and Tess need to take Ellie all the way to the other side of the country to the Fireflies. You see, that little backstory is quite important because that's the reason why they go on that epic adventure. And then Joel and Ellie are waiting in an apartment until it's dark so they can go outside the wall. And as you can see, this is a cutscene, and that's in the TV show. And then in the game and the TV show, we get captured and they check if we are infected. After we kill them, we actually have to run from more guards that were showing up, and that's not in the TV show anymore. And as soon as the cutscenes end and we go to gameplay, all that you see here is missing from the TV show. Like those two tall buildings you saw, we actually go in there, and that's the first time we meet a clicker. And it's actually a very cool atmosphere and scary, so I'm surprised that it isn't in the TV show. It's a very tall building, it's dark, it's raining, and it's all falling apart. And here's the first time we actually have to take out a big group of infected. And I just remember we meet the infected a bit earlier when we sneak out of town with Tess before we meet Ellie. And you also come across spores, so you have to wear a gas mask. Then after we exit the tall building and we barely made it out alive there, we end up in the library where we meet a group of clickers, so that's in the TV show. And after that, we arrive at the city hall here, and that's where Tess gets killed. That's also in the TV show, but they gloss over that a bit. It's much more emotional in the game. Then we have to take out a lot of guards in this big Capitol building to get out and escape. So not only are we missing a lot of battles with infected and clickers in the TV show, we're also missing all the battles with the guards and raiders that are trying to kill us. Then when we exit the big building, a big truck comes along, also tries to kill us, so we have to escape underground. You see, so the more we go further in the story and the TV show, the more content they're cutting. So this is also a place where we have to wear that gas mask to survive. Ellie, of course, doesn't have to wear it because she's immune. And we also have to fight a lot of guards here to make it out alive. After we escape the tunnel, we arrive at Billstown, and that's my favorite chapter of the game. It's so colorful, and it's very hard to get in that town because Bill has got traps all over the place. When we meet Bill, we have to go further in the town, and he's never been there, so we also have to explore that together with Bill. And that's also not in the TV show. No, instead we get the story of Bill and his lover, his man love. And I really had trouble watching that. Nobody wants to see that. That was just a waste of time. And we only got 9 episodes in the TV show. So I don't know why they did that. It was something we didn't need to see. It has nothing to do with the story of Joel and Ellie. The reason why we're actually exploring Billstown in the game is because we need a car battery, but in the TV show the car just works. Also in Billstown, we have to go inside a school, and there we find the bloater for the very first time, and that's very scary. And then we get a cutscene of Joel and Ellie in the car. So that's in the TV show with the wounded guy that isn't really hurt. Joel knows what's going on because he's been on both sides. So that's actually something I wanted to see in the TV show. All the stuff that Joel and Tommy did when they were the bad guys. Because it's been 20 years, so a lot of stuff was going on. Oh, and this trap, by the way, is done way better in the game because there was a big bus that hit their pickup truck, and that bus is actually blocking their path behind them, so they can't turn around. In the TV show, it's just an open road, so they could actually just drive backwards or turn around. After we kill all the bad guys, we find ourselves in a very big library that's also full of bad guys. So guess what? We also have to kill them all. After they're all dead, we go deeper into town, and then we have to go through a very big hotel, and you guessed it, it's full of raiders. So we have to kill them all again. You see how much traveling and killing we have to do to get to the hospital where the fireflies are, where Ellie needs to go, and we're only half into the game. And in that same hotel, we're climbing down the elevator, but the elevator drops down, and then we get into the basement, which is flooded, and it's full of infected and clickers and even a bloater. This is a very hard part in the game. Very scary. It's also dark, so you have to find the generator, start it up to get some electricity, so you can open up the door, the emergency door, with a key card that you also have to find. And all of that while infected and clickers and that big bloater is chasing you. Then you have to go through a very big town which is full of raiders. That's where you meet Henry, but you got split up because that truck right there was a big troublemaker. And then you have to run with Ellie to safety towards the bridge. That's where you have to go, but the bridge is broken, so you have to jump into the water. And then we flush ashore, but Joel is very angry at Henry because, well, they left Joel and Ellie behind to die. But they make up and team up again so they can go together through the sewers. And there were people actually living down here, but they all turned. So we have a lot of infected and clickers down there. And it's actually also a very hard part in the game. And you again split up because there was a trap there. But you eventually find each other again, and you find this town here, and it's filled with enemies, just normal raiders. And there's a sniper hiding in this house here. So the adventure that you have with Sam and Henry is way bigger than you get in the TV show. This is also one of my favorite moments in the game, where you have to find that sniper and kill him, and then use his sniper to protect Sam, Henry, and Ellie. I know that's also in the TV show, but here you have to kill a whole town to get there. In the TV show, it's just one very old guy. Now, in the TV show, it happens all at night, and there's a house that collapses, and then there's a lot of infected and a bloater that comes out, but they leave Joel and Ellie and Sam alone, so it's not scary at all. Here in the game, you actually have to fight for your life and run for your life. And then after that big adventure with Henry and Sam, Henry has to kill Sam because he's infected. He can't live with it, so he kills himself. That's in the TV show. But because in the game you spend more time with each other, it's way more emotional. And after that, you finally find Tommy, Joel's brother, in his own town. Now, in the TV show, this all happens way too fast. In the game, weeks go by, so you actually see the seasons go by. And also, nothing really happens in Tommy's town in the TV show, while in the game, you get attacked, and Ellie runs away. So you go after her, and you again get attacked on the way there, and also at the farm where you find Ellie, you also get attacked. And there's a really strong bonding moment with Ellie on that farm that's also missing from the TV show. And then there's another very big skip because in the TV show we arrive at the hospital, so we're almost at the end, but it's days of traveling on a horse, and before you get there they explore this university, and it's a very big campus, and it's filled with infected and also with a bloater, and they even got attacked by raiders, and that's where Joel got hurt. And then Ellie has to take care of Joel in that town full of snow, and that section is actually in the TV show, but again it's way too short in the TV show. This section takes a lot longer in the game with a lot more enemies. And then after that brutal section in the snow where you have to play with Ellie with just a bow and survive, you finally arrive at the town where the fireflies are. And before you get there, you actually have to fight a lot of infected. And as you can see in the game, you use explosive that are homemade with just a can and nails and fire bombs. These are all things that are missing in the TV show. Well, because there are no infected in the TV show, so Joel doesn't need any makeshift weapons. And then in the game, you almost drown in that same tunnel, but Marlene and the fireflies find you just in time to save you, but they separate Joel and Ellie. Joel doesn't allow it. He goes after Ellie. So that's about the same in the TV show, just not as well executed as in the game. But I found it so funny that Joel just walks around in that hospital shooting everybody without taking any cover. And these guys are well trained, they have armor, they have good weapons. So yeah. And then we arrive at the end of the TV show and the game, and also this review. The ending is completely the same, just way better executed in the game, also way more emotional. And now I really want to know what you guys think about the show. Do you agree with me, or do you think the show is better than the game? Please let me know in the comments below and let's discuss it. And you all have a nice day now. Bye.